have crossed the line in second place. Waiting for New Zealand now to cross the line in third. Lebanon's running fourth. Australia is running fifth now for John Martin. Sixth place for USA. They're getting the Korean car back underway. And by the way, let's get down to the pits and hear now from Neil Yarney.
So Neil, what happened to you?
At a good start, I think it was good, looking good for a good race, but then I lost my gears, upshift. I just couldn't upshift anymore.
What are the conditions out there? How difficult is it?
I didn't get the whole question.
How are the conditions out there? How difficult is it?
It's very wet. It's unbelievably wet. A lot of aquaplaning. The visibility on the start was like zero. I was just watching the wall on the right side and checking where could I brake, but I couldn't see nothing. So, well, as soon as everything got a bit out of each other, it was better.
Thank you.
A disappointed Neil Yarney, and the defence of the title has not started particularly well here for Team Switzerland, and we're yet to see a nation successfully defend an A1 title.
Yeah, you can see the water running across the racetrack. That's what caught out Philippe Albuquerque coming up to the top of turn 7. Then you have that drop down, and again more rivulets of water running across. And it's what's making it so difficult for drivers, because they go through one lap and it's drivable, it's acceptable. The next time through, they're getting caught out by the fact that just that much more water is running across the track. Now, we've got 23 laps to go, but we've only got just under 34 minutes of this race remaining, and we're not going to see this race go the full distance of 40 laps, and we don't know how long we're going to see the safety car out on track. They're certainly going to draw the field all back together, and that's going to give people like Farouz Fawzi in Malaysia, El Bamber and New Zealand, and also there the China car that's running a bit further down the field, so it's in ninth place. Yes, yeah. So the field will be drawn together. We don't know how long the safety car will remain. It will be there, no doubt, until the race director is satisfied the circuit is in a condition fit to go motor racing with again. And the problems that everybody faced at the start of this race when we had that standing or that rolling start, well, once again, everybody behind Team France is now going to have to contend with a lack of visibility.
I tell you what, it might help the Dutch car a bit, because they had to make that extra pit stop to sort the steering wheel out. If that is okay now, seems to be running all right at the moment. He's down in 7th place, is Jeroen Bleekemolen, but of course they'll all be brought up close to one another, and that give him every chance to go on the attack of USA, Australia, Lebanon, who are all running ahead of him.
Yes, it's a lot of ifs and buts, and it's just over half an hour of this race remaining, and an awful lot can happen. You're on lap 19 right now. The pit stop window will open up in a further 7 laps, so it doesn't seem that long ago for the pit stop window closed on lap 16. And now running under safety car for 2 laps. The field once again going to compress, compact. If you look at Team USA, Charlie Kimball got back on track again.
Yeah, he had that spin early in the race, didn't he? But actually he's done all right since then. He's running in 6th place, so useful points on offer for Team USA if he can keep it there.
Listen, I bet you when he was facing the track and the cars coming towards him, he would have taken 6th place if you offered it up to him.
Yeah, well, that's where he's running, but he will have the Dutch car behind him when they all get together again, and that could make life a bit more difficult, because we know Bleekemolen is lapping the track pretty fast. It's just a question of whether that problem with the electronics on the steering wheel is fully sorted or whether it recurs later in the race. So it's France leading the pack behind the safety car, Malaysia sitting second, then New Zealand. Forget the yellow and red car of China, and Korea as well actually in there. They're both a lap down, so we can forget about them. So it's then Lebanon running in 4th, and then Australia in 5th position ahead of USA. So USA in 6th place, as we said. That's got to be encouraging for Andretti Green Racing, who are having their first ever A1GP event, and no doubt after that earlier spin fairly pleased with what Charlie's doing.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it is a real baptism of rain. It's been the most difficult conditions. I mean, had this been the last race of the series where everybody was familiar with the cars and had the benefit of a season running, that's one thing, but doing the first round of Series 4 in these conditions, that's diabolical.
Well, let's go and find out from the man himself, Michael Andretti, on the pit wall.
Michael, it's really great to see you here. Happy birthday as well. How do you think Charlie's getting on out there?
He's doing good. You know, he had one little spin there, but now this yellow, packs us up again. So we're back in the fight. So not too bad.
How does it feel racing back in Europe again? Because it's been a long time now.
Yeah, it's been a long time. It feels good to be back here in this way, and I wish the weather was a little bit better, but that's the way it is.
I guess you wouldn't want to be out there, would you?
No, I'm very happy to be sitting here.
Thanks very much, Michael.
Thanks.
Thanks, Ben. Well, the safety car is coming in, so we're going to go racing. Oh, and we've got a little bit of bunching going on here.
Well, what happened? The safety car slowed everybody down so much that some drivers overreacted, and then the cars behind had to pull out and pass. And I don't know whether that was the responsibility of France backing it all up and then getting on it and going, or whether that occurred slightly further back in the pack. I think it was further back in the pack, in fairness.
Well, France has certainly made it work for them, John. He's got a big lead over Malaysia as they head down into the first corner through the gloom. It's New Zealand in third, China a lap down, remember. So then it's Lebanon coming through. They've got ahead of that lapped car of Korea, and then there's the Dutch car with the orange machine of Team Netherlands. That's the one perhaps to watch over the next few laps, as Australia as well, trying to get past that lapped car of Korea.
Yes, and that's going to be a little frustration because it's difficult visibility, being running so close to a car that you are ahead of on the road, but he probably isn't fully aware. He thinks a car behind me and going to race it.
No, that's right. It's confusing when you've got cars that are a lap down or so. But this is giving the Netherlands a huge opportunity, because it's now brought him right up to the back of both the United States car and Jackaroo, the yellow and green Australian machine. John Martin's usually pretty good in the wet conditions. He's driving well so far, but he needs to try and get past that Korean car as quickly as possible, so he's not put under too much threat by Team USA and Team Netherlands. Leaders coming through the back section of circuit, and France using that advantage once again of good visibility.
Yes, I mean, that is the main perk of having the opportunity to lead, and now Farah Spausi, who enjoyed that in the early part of this race, having to run in the spray of the France car, and Loic Duval, who was so impressive early this morning, again equally impressive in these difficult conditions. Earl Bamber, you have to say, really in many respects has been the star of the weekend for me, showing great maturity from somebody of only 18 years of age.
And the Dutch car has got ahead of USA. They've both got past Korea, as has Australia. So one place gained by the Netherlands there. That puts him into sixth.
Yeah, but Jerome Blake-Mullen almost making a meal of it down in 13 and 14, almost allowing Charlie Kimball for the USA to get back and take that position back again.
Blake Mullen really chucking the car in a bit harder now as he wants to work those tyres and get the most out of them, more like the sort of style we've seen from Loic Duval, who's very good at that, really works the tyres hard, maintains the tyre temperature, and that's why, part of the reason why I'm sure that Loic Duval is leading this race, using all of his experience of racing in Japan extensively over the last few years as well.
1.9 seconds on that last lap. That was the speed advantage that France had over Malaysia in second place. Let's look again and see how those overtakes took place. The orange car of the Netherlands going the wrong way around, cuts back over there. Charlie Kimball almost loses the back of the USA car, and that was the momentum that gave the opportunity to the Netherlands to sweep by, and a nice easy sweep pass for Jerome Blake-Mullen.
So now Blake-Mullen is trying to get past Australia. There you see the two cars. John Martin driving for Team Australia. Had a good result here, Australia, a couple of years ago when Ryan Briscoe actually beat the Dutch car in the very last lap of the race. So we've seen a contest between these two here at Zandvoort in the past, and now it's on again, but this time it's for fifth place.
And all around the quicker parts of this racetrack, you've just got to keep your station. It's going to be coming into corners like turn 10, though, with the water on the apex of the corner. Everybody very cautious. Here into turn 11, we've seen that's been a popular overtaking pace on the circuit. There you can see the lighter part of the tarmac. That gives some people grip, other people stay wide of it, seeking the grip that is available on the outside of the corner.
Yeah, and it looked like Charlie or Kimball there, when he had a problem, almost he found the grip initially, but when the track changed surface again, suddenly the car broke away from him.
Now yes, you've got to remember Kimball again oversteering in the first part of this complex of turns 13 and 14.
That's Monaco.
Yes, little drive over Clivio Piccioni. We haven't seen very much of the Monaco car. Slides the car under power on the exit of turn 14 in frustration, I suspect.
Yeah, he's running in 8th place, so of course that yellow has certainly helped him as well. It's caught him up to that particular group. He was in trouble in the first part of the race, so that's why he dropped back, but got a lot of experience as Piccioni, and she's shown some good form in wet conditions in the past, so let's just keep an eye on him as well. But no doubt John Martin's done a couple of good laps there. He's managed to ease away from the Dutch car of Blake-Mullen, and Blake-Mullen hasn't made the sort of progress I thought that yellow flag might allow him to. They're not far behind Lebanon, still running in 4th place, but remember, it's still France leading this race with 19 laps to go, and we're about 3 laps away from the pit lane opening up again.
Yeah, they're going to be opening up on lap 26, so we're now on lap 22. But the problem that Jerome Blake-Mullen has is the same old chestnut. You've got your momentum when you're driving on your own. When you catch up to another car, then you lose it and you get caught, you get trapped in the spray of the car. If you haven't timed it or worked it out as to the best possible pace for you, then that's how you go. So sometimes fall back again, then take another charge up and try and time your strengths against the point of the track that the car you're overtaking is at its weakest.